garage has many banners. We've got a guitar or two. Station lights are all set up. So now we proudly present to you the Orchard Elementary Group Paint Sing Show. The Orchard Elementary Group Paint Sing Show. The Orchard Elementary Group Paint Sing Show. The Orchard Elementary Group Paint Sing Show.
Happy Friday,
Happy
Orchard!
Friday, Orchard! Hey, wow, it's the Zoom version of our show. It's taken quite a bit to get here. I think we might be here.
We've been waiting.
We've been waiting. We've been waiting for you to come to this place. Waiting for you to come to this place. Wherever you're from, we're glad that you've come. We've been waiting for you to come to this place. Well, if you want to sing, we've been waiting for you. If you don't want to sing, we've been waiting for you. Wherever you're from, we're glad that you've come. We've been waiting for you to come to this place. Well, it's the 8th annual Cardboard Challenge.
It's amazing. I am loving all the projects that I'm seeing coming in through video, through photos. It just tears of joy every time I see them. It's made my week.
Right, you know, and some of the things we've been seeing some things that people have shared.
Yeah.
Like
if you like to build masks,
we can make that for you. And if you like to build skee ball, we could make that for you. Wherever you're from, we're glad that you've come. We've been waiting for you to come to this place. I saw one of your kids had shared, I think Chris.
yeah.
He shared a chain reaction machine, a Rube Goldberg machine that he made with CDs.
CDs.
Yeah, CDs. For those young kids out there, CDs, they're like these plastic, it's like a no, it's not, that doesn't make sense.
A square.
It's like a record? No, it's
yeah.
What is a CD?
Yeah.
It's like an MP3 file on a disc.
It's like Amazon, but like you have to.
I don't know.
It's like bigger.
Research it.
If you want to make a Rube Goldberg machine, we
We've
can
been
make that
waiting
for you. And if you want to be a newscaster on your own television
Oh
show, you
my
can take
goodness.
a box, cut the end, and be a newscaster.
One of my buddies did that.
Well, she could make
Make
that
that
for you. Wherever you're from, we're glad that you've come. We've been waiting for you to come to this place.
I had two of my favorite Zoom meetings this week celebrating birthdays. We got to celebrate and sing to Hava, happy birthday. She's a decade old. And then our music teacher, Mrs. Santana, the very next day had her birthday. So I built her this cake.
If you, oh, wow.
Blow out the
If you
candle.
want to have a cake, she could make that for you. And if you want to make your own banners, you could make that for you. Wherever you're from, we're glad that you've come. We've been waiting for you to come to this place. Well, this cardboard challenge, so I did construct myself my own magic hat. I have to show you something, so watch. If I take the magic hat off like this, I can actually reach down inside the magic hat all the way down
Dear.
into nether, and I can pull out anything. And it's just, it really got, oh, whoops, that kind of, I think, exposed the secret.
I see you fashioned yourself a tie.
I
as
did.
well.
I was inspired by Cain. Cain, not a bow tie. This one, you know, a little longer tie. And I did real quick. I said, I got to make one of those. Cain had one on earlier. If you want a hat, I could make that for you. And if you want your own tie,
or headband,
we could make that for you. Wherever you're from, we're glad that you've come. We've been waiting for you to come to this place. Let's take it home. We've been waiting for you to come to this place. Waiting for you to come to this place. Wherever you're from, we're glad that you've come. We've been waiting for you to come to this place. We've been waiting for you to come to this place.
Oh my goodness. I am so excited. This is always one of my very favorite days of the school year. Way back in August, I had students asking me, Mrs. Ray, are we going to do that cardboard day again? And we've been, you know, planning and talking about it all year. And then this year, with all the things that have changed, when we started this Sing show a few weeks ago, one of our main goals was to stay connected with you all. And it has just been this fabulous way to bring our orchard traditions to life, to keep them going. And the amount of people who are sharing with us and commenting and getting involved is just so inspiring. And speaking of inspiring, about 8 years ago, I learned about a young boy who loves to create. He's a maker. He created his very own cardboard arcade at his dad's shop. And it has since then inspired hundreds and hundreds, thousands probably of people all over. And at Orchard, we have been creating and sharing with our community. And this year, we are very pleased to welcome and introduce you all to Caine Monroy. Please welcome, he's a graduating senior this year. Would you give your biggest Orchard welcome to Caine?
Thank you.
Welcome to Orchard.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Caine, why don't you go ahead and just, we'll start off, just you can introduce yourself, tell us, we've all seen your video and we're big fans, but maybe some people out there aren't exactly
I've seen number 2.
sure who you are. So why don't you tell us, tell everybody else a little bit about your story.
Okay, so when I was about 9 years old, I would go to my dad's auto parts store every single day in the summer, and I would be bored there every single day because there's nothing to do there. I'm only 9 years old. I can't really like do anything there. So I'm like, what can I do here to kill time, like kill the boredom out of me? So I started like getting boxes and started making little games for me to play like while I was there. I didn't have like any PS4, PS3. I didn't have no consoles, like any of that stuff there. So I just started getting cardboard you had there, started making games. Then I was like, you know what? I think I should charge my dad's customers to play too. So whenever my dad's customers would come in, I'm like, hey, you want to play my game? Or like it would be $1 like this. But everybody kept just saying, no, it's okay. No, it's okay. I don't want to play that game. Like, to them, it looked like trash. But to me, it looked like a full-on arcade game.
Yeah.
Then I started making about like 5 of them. So I had like 5 in total. And a filmmaker came in for like a cart part. And he saw it. He's like, oh, this is pretty cool. Like, we can make like a little YouTube video about this. So then we made a YouTube video about it. And like it went viral. Right now it has like over 9 million views. It's called Caine's Arcade. And we then started the cardboard challenge. It was like people like build whatever they want, and like it's cardboard challenge. It's like you start building things out of cardboard, and yeah. So that's who I am, kind of.
Thank you so much. And you know, this week we've had students that were building arcade games, and a meeting with my students this week, you know, some of them said, does it have to be a cardboard arcade game? And of course, no, we want kids to, you know, build whatever their imagination is, you know, leading them to. And so we've had students making themselves on television inside a box. They've built cameras, they've built so many different things in addition to the arcade games. And so we really appreciate that. A whole lot. And speaking of our students from Orchard, we've invited a few students on with us today to share some of their projects that they've done. And so we're going to go over to Naomi and Sophia and their mom, Kim. They have been building, and we're going to spotlight them and
spotlight them, switch over. So kind of the format of today's show is we're going to kind of go back and forth between some of the students and a little bit with Cain and talk more with him. And then we also want to open this up to our Orchard families for some questions, question and answer. So if you're live with us on Facebook right now, go ahead and start putting in those questions, and we have that live stream open. We will get to those. And also we have some students in our gallery here today on our Zoom call with us who have some things to share and questions as well. So let's go ahead and jump to our first student. We have Naomi and Sophia. They are live, it looks like in their backyard, ready to share a project that they've been working on. So, all right. All right.
Hi.
There they are.
Hi, Orchard family. We wanted to share with you today 2 cardboard challenge games that we did: a crane machine that Sophia built and a giant labyrinth that Naomi built. Or we all built them. So yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. But this week I'm gonna be showing you I built a crane that can move. See?
Ooh.
wow.
And then we got 2 sticks, and the middle stick right here, it goes to this box, as you can see, it goes through in the middle, and then it goes right here. It attaches to this, but you have to glue it on so it doesn't come off. And then this other stick on the side, you tape it to the box, so once you pull them up and down, it moves. Let me show you how to get it toy.
That is so cool.
You put in, as you can see, and then I'm gonna grab a tiny grab one, and then I got it done.
Woohoo!
Bravo.
That is
And then we're gonna move on to the next game.
Over here we have our labyrinth. It's our giant labyrinth that we made. It took a little while, but made it. It's fun. Over here we have the starts, and over there we have the finish. We have holes all the way around, which means when we put a ball and we play the game, if the ball falls through the holes, we lose and we have to restart. We've got little holes on the side that moves down. On the side that they come out of if it falls through. All right.
What a great teamwork game too.
I
I mean,
know.
you got to have some coordination with your partner.
And it comes with a hole.
But it's fun.
It looks like a lot of fun.
It's amazing.
I can't wait till we can see you in person, and hopefully you'll save me a turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just have to paint it.
I thought so.
Wow.
That's our labyrinth.
You know what? Can let's jump over to Cain real quick. We're gonna spotlight Cain. Cain, what do you think? You got any comments or?
Yeah.
Hello. Actually, I do like that little maze game. I have. I'm going to build one next week too, because I'm doing a live stream at my work, so I have to build different games. But I've built like 2 versions of that game. I like it a lot. Yeah.
And that claw was amazing.
Oh yeah, that claw was pretty cool. I don't know how you made that claw. Actually, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I like that.
All right. Well,
We actually got the idea from Hawaii.
you got it from who?
Yeah, we got the idea from online.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So
Great.
Hey.
Christopher's like waiting to do it, but cool. Let's thank you so much. We're going to come back to you, Naomi and Sophia, with questions in a little while. Let's go ahead and jump to our next one. We have our next Jet. Jet, I see you've made it on there. We're going to go ahead and spotlight you and let you share a little bit about what you've got going on. So go ahead and unmute yourself there.
Do you want to introduce yourself, Jet, and tell us about your game?
I'm Jet Patterson, and I created a game called Space Attack. It's actually a version of Space Invaders. I have to go grab it real quick because I didn't know we would be presenting.
Want us to come back to you real quick in a few minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. I have a question for Cain. So I know you were talking about your live stream. Do you want
I need
to
my thing.
the audience
right
a
now.
little bit
I need.
about where they could find your videos, and then we can share your link to that on our page too.
Okay, yeah. So with my work, To Be Circus Foundation, we do live streams every single day from Monday to Friday. It's like different creative projects, and I do live streams every Thursday. And this week's game, or next week on Thursday, this game is a maze game. I'm gonna make it out of marble. So similar to that game that they just presented. It's a little labyrinth game, like little maze. And yesterday I just built a skee ball game. And I usually do like different games like claw machine, skee ball. I've done like a light, like a LED light. I have it right here actually. Let me show you guys.
Yeah, let's see it.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, so well, a lot of light in my room, but let me see.
Oh yeah.
So
Cool.
when it's darker, you can see it. So
Yeah, we can see the blue, the glow
Yeah.
for sure.
That looks
is
cool.
super cool.
And what a
Yeah,
simple
dark.
design, you know, anybody could build something like that and give you. I mean, that's what I love about the cardboard and what you're doing. I mean, everything's really accessible to anyone.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. It's just like little, I don't know, you just get the little squares, you make like little like things and you just like switch the pattern around. And you hot glue it to each other.
Yeah,
And that's like a little Bluetooth lamp.
Oh,
Yeah, I got it at the 99-cent stores, but it wasn't 99 cents, it was $2.99 actually.
those stores are always a little bit mysterious to me. That it's like you have to be careful because sometimes you realize, oh wait, this I need a little more.
all right.
Very
Hey,
cool.
It looks like Jet is back with his game, so we're gonna jump over to him. Jet, you ready?
Okay, so this is my game called Space Attack. And I created bosses, and this is my improvements. There's a leaderboard, there's rules, and there's little mountains that are 1 point. The aliens that have 5 on the back of them are 5 points. The spaceships that have 10 on the back of them there are 10 points. And you have to shoot them with little tape balls with this slingshot that I made. I just put tin foil around it, but it's made out of popsicle sticks and it has string to reinforce it. And you just
Awesome, Jet.
There you go.
actually shoot. So
Woo. Very cool.
Yeah, thanks, Jet. That is
Thanks, Jet.
amazing.
Yeah, and we're going to come back to you in a little bit here. If you have any questions for Cain, be thinking of those. But we're going to actually we're going to jump over to one of our other sharers. So we're going to jump to Madison. So Madison, I see you're there. We're going to spotlight you. Hey, there you are.
Hi, my name is Madison, to those who don't know me. And so one of the problems that I had while making my game is that at first I originally had planned to make a fish game, but when I looked at my resources, I didn't have the materials to make it, so I had to make something else. And I thought really long and hard, and I came up with a 2-in-1 game.
All right. And we have a video of that, and we're going to go ahead and we'll cue that up and play that now. So this is Madison's game.
1 second.
It's coming. Here we go. All right, there we go. And
Woohoo, Madison!
You have 5 tries to score 50 points. On the outer edges, we have 5 points. Towards the middle, we have 10 points. And in the middle, we have 5 points. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy my game.
Awesome job, Madison. I love how you were
that's
able to
amazing.
come up with 2 different games in one. Was it hard to do that?
No, it wasn't. It was I only made it out of 2 boxes, so it was pretty easy to make.
I love that idea of the transforming game because you got two things. I've got this one game I can play, and when I get bored of that one, I can flip it to the other. It saves a lot of space. I mean, I know sometimes space is an issue when you're dealing with large cardboard boxes.
Yeah.
Right.
We're gonna go back to Caine. Maybe he has a comment for
let's
Jet
jump
or
back
for
over to
Madison.
Caine. And Caine, I know you've made a lot of skee-ball games, a lot of other things. What do you think?
I've actually never seen anything like that where you like get to flap it and you like switch to the other side and it's a different game. I did like that part a lot. And somebody really loves 7-Up. Actually. I like the skee ball, like the bowling part skee ball. What is it, skee ball or bowling? It's kind of the same thing. I don't know. I feel like the other one skee ball, the bottom one, where you flap it, where you try making the whole skee ball, then the top one is like bowling. And I like that one.
Yeah, they're very similar.
Sure. Well, great.
Have you ever played Space Invaders before, Caine?
No, actually never. I never heard about it or even played it.
While we got you on here, we've got a couple of questions from our Facebook stream. So we got one. What's the first question?
Is the cardboard LED battery operated?
Oh, all right. So the cardboard LED, your wire Bluetooth thing, is that battery operated or how's that run?
Well, the lamp, I think it had had some batteries, but this already came with the battery, and just like a little. Can you see it? It's a little on, So like put it on, and that's it. But the good thing is not too strong. It's not too hot. You get me? So it doesn't like overly catch on fire. It's like very chill. I don't know. Explain. It's not too strong. So
you bought the lamp.
I bought the light, the little bulb. Yeah,
you bought that. It was a lamp of the light, and then you just built the cardboard around it. So just kind of hacked the outside to make it more.
Yeah, it was just like a little string. You just hang it somewhere. You get me? So I was like, I'm gonna cut the string off. Then I put some like hot glue on top, and I put it onto this right here. Then I started making little like tears.
No, it's great. I love it. Again, real simple design, but it's super effective.
Yeah.
It changes colors.
Oh, that's even cooler.
Very cool. Different celebrations or events, you could have different colors.
Yeah.
Different moods.
I tell you what, as soon as we can get out, I'm going to the dollar store to find one of those, for sure. Or maybe 5 or 6. Yeah.
That's awesome. Were there any other questions from the viewers?
Another question.
What are your plans for the future?
Great question. Did you hear that?
Yes. So one of my plans for the future are I'm gonna be going to college now. So I'm going to Cal State Dominguez Hills. It's like not too far from my house. And I'm gonna be studying business admin and entrepreneurship. I love business. I used to be like when I was little, like 9 years old. I'm still little, but when I was younger, like 9 years old, I wanted to be like a SWAT team. But then once I started getting like, I want to be a SWAT team in the army and all that stuff. But then once I was like 12, 13, I want to become like a YouTuber and like a game YouTuber or something like that. But then 16, 17, I found like a really entrepreneur myself. Like, I'm actually really, I have a lot of entrepreneur in myself, and like my family does too. So I was like, you know what? I like business a lot, so I want to major in business. So that's my future plans.
Well, man, we're definitely going to need some entrepreneurs after all this is over, after all our stuff, people to help rebuild all that economy and stuff. So I'm glad we have people like you doing that stuff.
Yeah, we wish you the best of luck with it all. I know that you're, already doing wonderful things to inspire so many, and I definitely see that continuing on in your future. Yeah. So good luck to you.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's jump to another share, and we'll get some more questions here in a minute. Lily and Mackenzie, they're the ones I saw outside. I originally thought I saw them. Do we have Lily and Mackenzie? They must have got bumped off. We'll wait.
We'll
get
them back on. We'll get them back on.
In the meantime, why don't we jump to Christopher? Yeah, I see you there.
And Jet, I think you have a question. We'll come back to you in just a minute. Hang on to that.
Hey, Christopher.
Hi, I'm Christopher. I'm in 5th grade and I'm from Miss Riggs's class. And I've got Isabella, Daniel.
Yeah, my name's Daniel. I'm a freshman at Rio Linda High School. And so I went to Orchard and I did do this arcade thing back years and years ago. So I to see it develop and grow the way that it has throughout the years. And Caine, nice to meet you. Back years ago. I haven't met you in person or through Zoom, so this is a great opportunity.
Nice to meet you also. Nice to meet you.
I'm Christopher's mom, Audrey.
Sorry, Audrey, I cut you off. Go ahead.
Take it away, Christopher.
Audio.
Oh, did I press the share audio button?
No, you go.
All right. I've got a slideshow here to share. All right, my creation. I made a pinball machine. It took me 3 days, and it ended up great. I really liked it. It was the best one. It was the best one that I've done so far. Here are some of the plans we used to help build it. In the top left, that's a side view. And underneath the actual playing area, we had to change that contraption up a lot because that was really confusing. At the bottom left is the back view. That doesn't really matter. Top right, got a little drawing for the flappers that I used. And in the bottom right, there's a one-way wall. Like if you hit it on one side, it falls over, but if you hit it on the other side, it doesn't fall over. It stays upright. Then here I drew the what I wanted it to look like at first. So there's just a bunch of obstacles in there. A lot of them we changed. So if I go on to the next slide. This is the reference we used to actually build the pinball machine. That one we drew to scale. And our pinball machine was only slightly different. The circle in the middle and the dots around in the middle, we had to get rid of those because then it became too convoluted, too messy. And also the little spiral thing to the left, we had to make that a little bit bigger. And what we did from the previous one, essentially we took the little plinko thing on the left and we put that to the right. We removed the spinner and a bunch of different random balls in the middle. And it ended up like this.
I love pinball, Chris. This is awesome.
Yeah, I like how you incorporated some other types of games like the Plinko and it's definitely a pretty fun design.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I think you also you have a video of this to share too.
Yes, I do.
Very cool.
Yeah, let's see it in action. I love one of my students suggested, telling people play your game for me, take a turn for me. This is going to be how we get to play your game today.
All right.
So this is my pinball machine that I made for the cardboard challenge. You start here, it goes in between the side of the panels, you lose and you go again. And there's 3 win holes, one if you go behind that trap door right there, one if you jump that ramp, another one if you go through the plinko correctly. And they all lead to this little pocket in the back. Alright, let's start there. Oh, there we go. Nice, I won. Let's go again.
you, Christopher.
That one was a.
Hey.
Put that one in the low.
Oh, this is nice. Let's go there.
As you can tell, that's
Alright, one last time. Man, 3 times in a row. Nice.
All right, bravo! That was amazing.
Very impressive.
Yeah, once again, a very, very cool design.
I love how you shared all your thought process. You know, that's something I'm really curious about is, you know, when you see a finished piece, how did it evolve and come to that? So I really appreciate you taking time to share that with all of us.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you. All right. So I want to jump over to Caine real quick, and then I think we'll check and see if we have a couple more sharers here.
Yeah.
I had a question for you. So for Caine is, do you have, so he's got that plan going. I mean, how much planning do you put in your game? Are you more of a, just grab the cardboard and start cutting and doing that or whatever?
Yeah, more of, I really don't plan too much. The only thing I planned before was like, if I was making the Labyrinth game, I planned where and put all the holes. When I'm building something, I just like start building, and it kind of takes me to different things I don't want. If I would have planned it, I would have never gone to those. Like I would have never built that. I would have just stuck to that. You get me? I don't know.
Yeah.
When I plan something, I'm only gonna do that. But if I don't plan something, I'm gonna like, my brain's gonna bring me to different thoughts, and I start building like different things on it and stuff.
Right.
So it sounds like you're more able to improvise or make changes when you don't have like a set destination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your plan is your imagination.
Yeah, exactly, Jet. I'm kind of in the middle. You know, sometimes I will do the planning, and I like to have a nice plan. I like to draw it out and, you know, be real specific, and especially when I'm using expensive materials. Cardboard, you know, one thing, but if I'm using, you know, electronics or wood, and, you know, I don't want to have to go and buy that over and over again. But yeah, planning. I love the planning, Christopher. I think that's brilliant, and I love that you can show that thought process, and you have like a development, an actual visual of your development. So that's great too. So you know, whether you're a builder or build just kind of grab it and go, or if you're a planner, I mean, it works for anybody. So yeah, that's great.
Were there any other questions from
our
viewers?
He's checking on that. Our producer over here,
so
Mason,
I
is
think
checking on that.
Lily McKenzie, are you back? Or I see, wait, before we go to Lily, Jet, I know you were waiting.
Yeah.
Let's hear your question, Jet.
Did you ever think that your cardboard arcade would inspire so many people or bring you this far?
That's a great question.
Great question, Jet.
Okay. No, because when I built my arcade, I was bored, and that's a really like I was trying to do it just to kill the boredom out of me. But I saw like an opportunity where I can like charge my dad's customers to play the game, and I can make some money off of it. So then I was like, okay, I'm gonna start charging them. So I was like, okay. But then, like once the film came out, that's when I really saw like the big impact it would have on people. I was like, oh wow, like of me just doing like my arcade, you would like share your art with the world, or like share what you have with the world, because you never know who's gonna impact or who's gonna like inspire. I would have never expected this.
Yeah. Well, and I think that puts a lot out there. You know, some people like worry about being famous or being noticed, and sometimes you just have to do it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes those things come back to you. So we have another question from Madison. Madison, let's go ahead and ask your question.
So when you started making cardboard games, which game used the most resources or objects, and how long did it take to make?
Okay, so the game that used the most resources was my claw machine, because all my other games before were very easy to build. It was like a basketball game, soccer game. It was like very easy. Once it got to my claw machine, I was like, how am I gonna do this? So then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just ask my dad to buy me one. I was like, hey, dad, can you buy me a claw machine? It's like, no, just build it. I'm like, oh my God. So then I was like, okay, I need like a big giant box. So like I got a big giant box, but then I was like, how am I gonna make like a windows and stuff? Like you need glass or something. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just put tape, like put tape all across it. So that's gonna be like the glass. But then within, okay, yeah, let me explain the first gen of my claw machine. So that was like my first gen. Then within like the second generation, the second build I did, because the first one they gave it away to the Exploratorium in San Francisco, so they have it over there. Then my second one, I started to add plexiglass, like in the yeah. So then, but the track was still the same. I wanted to upgrade the track too, but I wanted to do like an RC cart, so I was gonna use an RC cart to move on top. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I don't know how I'm gonna make the RC cart like go back. It's gonna be too hard for the player or like the customer to play the game. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just use the same track, but I'm gonna just use plexiglass, and getting the toys was hard too because I didn't have no toys over there, so I had to like go buy toys, and so yeah, and it took a long time to build. I'd say it took like a week to build, not like a full on week, just like hours, like every single day, because I would go for like every single day in the summer over there. And I kind of failed a couple times with the track part. That took a long time to build. But yeah, that took the most time to build. Was my claw machine. It's my favorite game too. I love the claw machine.
Well, and I know recently on your 2-bit circus, you were building a guitar the other day.
Oh yeah, I was building a guitar. I have it right here. You guys want to see it?
I want to see it.
Please.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
While we're doing that, let's just double check. Are there any other questions?
I saw Sophia's hand.
Sophia's hands up.
Sophia,
Okay.
you'll be next after he shares his guitar.
All right, here we go.
So I was supposed to finish the build. Oh, I shouldn't stand up. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do was I was waiting for I was trying to see if I can get some like wires to put, like little strings all the way down, so I actually play it. But then I think I'm gonna just use it as a prop. So I'm gonna get like cardboard, like a really thin cardboard, and go all the way to the top, so it looks like the strings. You get me? And yeah, so that's pretty much like my cardboard guitar.
I think my favorite part of the guitar is the story that inspired it.
Huh.
Why
Yeah,
did you-
because I broke my dad's guitar, so then I wanted to surprise him with this one on Father's Day, so that's what I'm gonna be doing.
I can totally relate. When I was probably, I don't know, I was probably a teenager, and I broke my mom's guitar. Put a big hole in the side, and it was, I was, yeah. She still brings it up. That was like 30 years ago.
Sophia,
right.
did you have a quick question? And then we'll go to Lily.
Yeah, I did. My question is, what kept you going when no one came to your arcade? Like,
Okay.
what kept you going?
I always had in my dad always taught me to like never give up, and during this time I was like, okay, I'm never gonna give up. But I was like, why aren't people not playing arcade games? Is it because like they don't like it? They don't like the games? So that's when I started, because I only had one game initially at first, but then I was like, people don't like this game, so I have to make more. So like different games that people like. So I started adding like a skee ball game, a soccer game, and so I just started improving my arcade. So eventually I could get people to come play it, or like people to like it and come play it.
Yeah.
I would
And-
play your arcade every single day.
But a lot of people say never give up, but they don't really mean it. But with my situation, never giving up was actually a good thing. Like actually, it took me to where I'm at right now. So
Great.
That's awesome, Caine.
All right, so we have a couple more students that want to share today. So, and then we have, I think, a few more questions over on
Yeah.
the Facebook page. But let's go ahead and well, let's get our last two shares. We got Lily and Mackenzie, and then we've got another one after that. But let's jump over to them. Hey.
Hi, Lily.
And here's Mackenzie. All right.
Awesome.
I'm Mackenzie Lynn, and I'm Lily. We decided to make a Plinko game because, well, we like Price is Right, and so we're like, oh,
All right, let's see how it works.
That was great. Oh my God.
Do you get more prize for that?
You want to take one more turn?
Let's give it one more shot. Let's see it one more time.
Okay.
Maybe you get extra points for
Yeah,
that.
that seems like a skill. That's like bottle flipping skills right there. Yeah,
Thanks, girls. We love it.
that's great. All right, let's go ahead and we're gonna cut now to back to our studio here. We have Ellie. Ellie here has a project that she's gonna share. So let's see. We're gonna do a top-down video here. So Ellie, why don't you tell us about your project?
So, I've been writing courses for about like 6 or 7 months, and so I decided to make a little model of the stable I go to. So here's the barn, and it opens up as a little fluke from earlier. But there's the gate, and this is the arena, so you can jump over the jumps I made. And there's a little poles, so the horses can walk over the poles. I was gonna make horses, but then I didn't have time, so imagine. And then there's a lake here, because they have a little creek in the past. And a little food. And the door opens into the stable.
And don't forget.
Yeah.
Oh, you showed that?
Yeah.
I think my favorite part in this one, I don't know if you can see it from where you are, but
turn it up towards the camera.
No. Here it is.
Or that way? Okay.
yeah, it's got a sliding barn door in
You're on
here.
this camera up above.
Maybe if we spotlight the main camera here, our studio camera. There we go. Yeah, so there's this sliding barn door. So right here, it's like those old barn doors that slide open and shut. Yeah, that was fun. Pretty cool.
All right, thank you, Ellie.
All right, and okay, let's.
Ellie, you said you had a question, or
yeah, we have
did you still have a question?
Yeah.
Or?
So, Caine, I was wondering, how did you feel when Nirvan played your game?
So when Naran first came to the arcade and played my game, he was my first customer and the first customer to buy a Fun Pass. So the Fun Pass was it limited, or it was 500 turns for $2, and I had to have change for him too because he gave me a $5 bill and the Fun Pass is $2. So I had to go to my dad real quick and get change for him, and I was proud of myself because like I was my first customer finally, and my Fun Pass. And I had 3 games at the time, 4 games. I think 3 or 4 games. I don't remember too much, but I was happy.
That's awesome. That must have been a great feeling to, after all that time waiting for someone to have fun playing.
I might do what you did this summer.
What's that, Jet? What was that, Jet? You had a question or comment?
I said I might do the same thing that Caine did this summer.
How fun to be inspired. I love it.
You already got 1 game going, and it's a great.
Yeah,
lots of great
on your
ideas.
way.
So, Caine, we have another question from our Facebook audience. What was that?
It was a few people had the question of what game is your favorite, or what game you're most proud of after building it.
Okay. Let's see.
Okay. Favorite game or most proud moment in game building history?
There's 2 games. I'd say the claw machine and the skee-ball machine. So the claw machine, well, it's because it's my favorite game to play at an arcade. So once I built it myself, I was like, I'm really proud of myself. So I was like, oh, okay, I can build a claw machine. And the claw machines at arcades are rigged, and like, sometimes the claw's weak, but my claw machine was like anybody can win. It doesn't matter how much money you put in, like you'll win. And my skee-ball machine, it was because it was the actual size. In the video, it's a different claw machine. It's a different skee-ball machine. I didn't have that skee-ball machine yet, but I have it. I built it like 2 years ago, It's the actual full on-site skee ball machine, and it works perfectly. The ball comes back to you on the little side. Yeah, it's like a real claw machine, skee ball machine. I mean.
That must have taken some time to construct. So
Yeah, that one took actually a long time. A lot of hot glue too. I used a lot of hot glue.
So I know you're like really, I mean, we known for your cardboard arcade stuff, but what other kinds of things have you been into? Are you into any other sort of building or making, maybe with electronics or coding, or I mean, what kinds of stuff do you do in addition to your cardboard?
So addition, other things that I do is I do public speaking. So after the video came out, a lot of places like asked me, "Hey, can you do like a talk here, or this and that?" I was like, "Well, I didn't expect any of that stuff to happen." So I was like, "Sure." So I did. My first one was at the Exploratorium in San Francisco. That was like 6 years ago, and they even brought my whole arcade over there. Wow. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. And then I do public speaking. We host different cardboard events. We haven't hosted one in a long time since all these things have happened, but that's we host like different cardboard events around LA. Sometimes we do globally. Yeah. Then I run like little different businesses. I have not like run, but little small things.
That's so awesome.
It's part of your entrepreneurial spirit there.
Yeah.
Do we have any other questions from our student participants today, or any other comments or things you would like to say to Caine before we kind of mosey to the end of this this show today? If you've got one, maybe raise a hand or put a hand up.
I
see one there. Yes.
Nathaniel.
No question. Yes. I just wanted to know, because like I know your origin story. You were bored, and that's when you started making the arcade. But what gave you the idea to make the arcade itself? Like, there's so many other things that you could have done. You could have just sat there. You could have played video games or something. What made you decide to say, "Hey, I should build an arcade out of cardboard"?
Okay, so when I would go to my dad's work, we usually go out for lunch somewhere. So like, I don't know, on this date, or I built my first game, we went to Shakey's Pizza, and I was playing arcade games there, and I won. I was playing the games, I got tickets and stuff, and I was able to buy like a little or like trade in my tickets for like it was a little tiny basketball hoop. It was like very small, and I was like, where am I gonna put this at? I can't put this on the wall or something. It's too tiny. It was only like real small. I was like, you know what? I'll make like a little. So I got a little box, and I put it onto a box, and I was just playing there by myself. And that's the first game, the basketball game. And I just had it on top of my dad's counter at his work. And whenever a customer would come in, I'm like, "Hey, you want to play this game?" And that's how I started with the arcade. Then I just started growing and growing and growing and growing. So that's what gave me the idea of an arcade.
Yeah, it's funny when you said you were going out to lunch. You didn't even say. I don't know if you mentioned it in the video before, but I was in my head. I thought he went to Shakey's Pizza, and then you said Shakey's Pizza, and I don't know why. I guess because I think
that's in the video.
Maybe you talked about that.
Where he takes them before the surprise, right?
Yeah. So it was the same thing, because that was my favorite place to go, Shakey's Pizza, because you could eat there, and there's an arcade thereafter. So my dad would always take me there to go eat, and so when they did the flash mob, it was like they wouldn't expect me to know what was happening. So okay, let's just like plan him to go to Shakey's, and he'll think it's a normal day again. So that's how it happened.
Right.
That's a good way to build the surprise.
Wow, that's wonderful. So let's go ahead and we're going to jump over to gallery view, and kind of we can say everybody here. I want to say thank you, Mrs. Ray.
Yeah. So first off, Caine, we hope that you'll enjoy singing a final song with us here today at our morning sing assemblies. We love to just sing and be together every Friday, and so we hope you'll join us for this last song. It's a new one that was gifted to us from artist Jack Grunsky. We've been singing a lot of his songs at our school over the years. I reached out to him, much like I did with you, and I'm just so grateful for you taking the time to be with us today and to sing and share your story. And this last one, it's by Jack Grunsky. It's called With My Own Two Hands. And as we get into it, this one, it's going out to all the parents and families who are giving their kids the space to create, the time to create the materials that they need, because it's just so powerful and so inspiring to us all. So keep it up. And yeah.
Before we sing too, I want to remind our Facebook watchers and listeners out there that this will be on the Orchard Elementary group page for replay, so you can share it around and share it with people. We'll also be posting this on our Facebook, our YouTube page as well. And on there and in the Orchard Elementary page, we will be putting links to Caine's video, to the Two-Bit Circus Foundation, and also we'll be posting all of the videos and slideshows that you saw from our presenters today. And presenters, if you have a video or slideshow, or you haven't made one, you'd like to make one, you can make one, send that to us, or even a photo. We'd love to have that to add to our page. And thanks again for joining us. And one last big reminder is that we have right now going on a custom limited edition Sing Show t-shirt that is we're producing. We have 1 week left of that campaign, after which they will take all of the orders and print them up and send them out to you. There's they plan on being there in early June, so we can have a Sing Show shirt show, which is fun to say.
And if students in our Orchard community and even in our extended Orchard family, if you would like to share your projects with us, please send them in. You can post them on our Facebook page. You can send them to your teacher. We're creating a slideshow to enjoy all of the creativity that's gone on this week. So you can keep building through the weekend and then send them to us. So let's sing.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Let's sing. Look at what I made at home today. A tiger mask made out of paper mache, with paints and paper, scissors and glue. It's a gift I made for you with my own 2 hands. I made it with my own 2 hands, with my own 2 hands. I made it with my own 2 hands. An ojo de Dios is a pretty thing, a God's eye woven out of sticks and string. It's my own design, a pleasure to do, and I made it just for you with my own 2 hands. I made it with my own 2 hands, with my own 2 hands. I made it with my own 2 hands. Beads and baubles on a fancy chain, lace them, loop them up and tie them again. It's gold and silver, purple and blue. I made it specially for you with my own 2 hands. I made it with my own 2 hands, with my own 2 hands. I made it with my own 2 hands. What do you got there?
I got myself a shaker. You could make this. This is just a simple egg, some beans inside, a fork, a spoon, some tape.
That's not cardboard though.
Doesn't matter.
And what do you have?
I have a scraper.
Yeah? You know, they call that a gyro.
It's a scraper.
It's a scraper. And it's just a can.
Yeah.
You know, I made some rhythm mixers yesterday. Homemade instruments that we can play. Shakers, scrapers, these are a few that I made for me and you with my own 2 hands. I made it with my own 2 hands, with my own 2 hands. I made it with my own 2 hands.
Yay, Orchard family. Caine, you're part of our Orchard family now. We're so glad that you were here with us today. Students and families, parents, we're so glad that you were willing to share your projects with us. I feel so inspired. This is definitely unforgettable.
Any last words, Caine, before we head off?
All right. Thank you for having me. It was fun. I like your songs. They're pretty cool. Especially the last one right now. That one's really nice. And stay creative, be creative, use your imagination whenever you're building. Don't give up. And I don't know. That's it pretty much. Yeah.
I have a quick question, Caine. Are you going to make yourself a cardboard cap for your graduation? I'm dying to know.
We were actually talking about that in my live stream like 2 weeks ago. And they're like, "Oh, okay, you should just do a cardboard cap since you're gonna be at home, like graduating." But they're doing it as a joke. But I actually might do it. I want to do it, or might cover the one I have with cardboard. So I'm not sure.
Yeah.